energy is going down. And with that energy, and with your center. And so I'm not trying to get your arm in because right when you push. Boom. Not here. Right when you push. So as she starts to lean, as she gets in this tilt, I'm hovering at the edge of her energy to change her shape. Not here. Not even with what looks like sound body mechanics. Let's boom in. Boom. And then hovering. In right here. Not here. Feel it come off. And keep that hovering going. Do you see how loose this hand is? Because it's in this hand. It's in this hand. Not this hand. Watch it come off. See? It's in this hand. You have to push. These two hands, with the push, but the lead is what creates the friction of the two hands. You're trying to dive under with your weak center. So go back. She's just standing there, do you see? She doesn't, nothing happens to her body until you turn your arm. Nothing. Go on. And don't, you're using your left hand. You see how your knee is already floating. What's the difference? Is that different? You're just fine. Then I kind of tilt you. But it's right. And then don't push them away. Control it. Right at the edge of it. Right at the edge. Then look how light it is. It's in the two relationships. So not here. In the two. Same feeling in the body. You again try to dive under. Same feeling. Yeah. Yeah, it carries over in your body. So that little hopping that you're feeling is you want to drop. You want to go here. That's where your comfort is. But because it's making you move. You see? So, in the body keeps that feeling. You see? Over here, when you see me go like this, it's because you guys attack in stages. Offer your hand. You go like this. You see? If I punch you, I don't go. I punch you, right? So when I come in, of your hand, I'll. You see? Not here. So you go, and I just take into right there. You see? I gotta bring you into the technique. Well, you should come in. No, you see, you set, then you boom, and it goes right into it. You see? Really high, you're attacking the arm. Feel the where you feel my force back. Okay, where do you feel it in your body? You see, feel where you feel it. Yes. See if you can sense this kind of thing too. Pay attention to where you can feel it. What's happening to your other shoulder? Yeah, you see? It's not quite where you thought it was. Okay? So you can see the force does not have to be in straight lines. Like you go, oh, it's locked into my skeleton. You see, so you go, it's in my, going up my arm into my shoulder. You can change the degrees of the force. You see, you can aim it anywhere. Okay, so you allow for that possibility. And what I'm going to do is, instead of aiming here, I'm going to aim here. Okay, so not there. I'm going to aim there. Look at it. Look at your center. Watch your center. You see? Shoulder. And it's leaning you. But this didn't. This not affected. This, you see it tilted. And then that I tilt. Boom. Yeah. Now, if we watch, come back. So I'm going in, and you see how you change your pelvis angle? It's fine, don't worry. I just want you to notice something. I'm not saying it's right, I just don't care. Okay? Now look how you're turning your weight. You see? So tilt your pelvis angle, that's an absorption, you see? And then it starts to turn, and now your center's not moving. Just like this one. You see? Okay, so watch how, it doesn't matter what you do. Yep, there's that tilt again. Look how I keep it moving. You see? So you see how you had to reach for the ground? I will keep one trajectory, just like you're keeping one right now into the shoulder, not paying attention to what you actually want to accomplish. So you go ahead and do your counters again, you see? And then I'm exactly where you were. You see? So I have to do the feeling. Yeah, that makes you put your hand down here, see? And then I can come in and keep that same feeling on your body. So it goes not up here. That's just a tilt. This relationship. Oh. You want to go this way, you see? What I'm not going to let you. You see? You want to go down, I can feel it, but I'm not going to let you. It's in your body. Yeah, that little inhalation, like, whoa. Here's that same absorption that I have to do. If she wants to go like this, we're going to go a little bit more like that. Do you see? In. You want to go here? No. This relationship. All those little, I call them counters, do you see? They're good for me because what she creates is, it's a counter because her body is being controlled by the Kokyu vectors, do you see? And people in fights will disconnect. They'll dismantle that so they can get their counter, do you see? So when my uke does that, I'm training what looks like a Kihon Waza, but is actually a Jiu Waza, because my uke keeps trying to pull their center out of the Kokyu construct. Do you see? It's good for me, because I'm basically doing Jiu Waza all the time. But not good for you is uke, because of the process by which you can do the skill that I'm doing. Okay? So imagine I disconnect. Do you see? I'm going to do, I'll show you what to do. She's going to push into me. And you see how I did that. So I go, these are counters. So if I keep my same construct, she'll move me, but it's a little heavy for her because her construct is not that organized. It doesn't have integrity. Okay? So imagine when she pushes on me, I do those dismantling, you see? And now I'm never going to control her center. I'm going to have to do this externally. You see? So, what you're learning as uke is what it's like to be in a Kokyu construct so that you can go from, I have no idea why that's happening to me. Do you get it? At first, for example, as you guys are testament to, is it looks very external. You see, so you do your technique external. Everything's external, and then you start paying attention. She ends up turtling. You end up with this super tight grip over here. You see, or you have to really pull them. You see, or you don't know how to do it, so I have to tell you how to do it. You go flying around me. You see? You get them to do it. Because it's all external. Okay? Because I don't know what else to do.
I've never felt it. But then after I feel it for the first time, I can't understand it. Do you see? So the traditional arts are like, understanding is never going to give it to you. You trying to do it, you trying to understand it, is why you did the external stuff. So, the teacher is going to, in a very concentric way, repeat but in essence is the possession model, okay? Or the communion model with God. So the energy goes into your entire being. You become a vessel for it all, okay? In old sensei's tradition, they didn't talk about it in our Judeo-Christian tradition of oneness. They actually talked about possession, okay? The kami came into you. You see, the invisible came into you. So you had to act as a vessel. Well, right now, you're like a vessel that has no integrity or has lots of leaks. Do you see? And so the kami can't come into you. The energy cannot come into you. You keep dismantling it, okay? So what the teacher is doing is pouring in the energy. So she goes and you're like, well, there it is. Do you see? That's the energy. But then in our fear or our pride, we go, you see how I did that? I pull myself out of it, okay? But then the teacher doesn't need you to maintain shape. Do you see? The teacher's technique doesn't need you to maintain shape, okay? So we had that little pelvis thing, do you see, that she does to pull herself out of it. So she goes to pull herself, it doesn't matter. Do you see? It's still in her. Do you get? So I don't need her to do that. It'll improve my skill. But you are not getting the feeling of it being throughout your body, which is what I'm using to do my skill. Do you see? So for example, let's say she does her little, there you go, and I do my little thing. And now we're back to just external stuff. Do you get it? In order for me to deal with her counter, I have to keep my same organization in order to adapt to her counter without going back to external. So your job as uke is to let the teacher fill the vessel by holding the shape. Okay? And here it's off. And she has to pull me, do you see? But I keep the shape. Okay? Right there it's off. You're not in her body anymore. Nope. Right there. You could see the desperation in your right hand. Do you see? So you're confusing this. That's not it. Okay. What did I say? So you push. All right? Did you see that? So you see how you even here you want it to do that. Even here is uke, you want it to go like this. You see? Right. You're noggin, and I am uke, and I'm not going to do this. That's just knocking you over, just like this. You see? Right. So even as I grab from here, it'll go into your center. You see? Like that. You see? Right. you can see this is grip dependent. Not grip dependent. Okay? So you're here, now you're noggin, and you're trying to keep this pressure. You see? And all you have to do is, you have a job to do. There it is, do you see? Okay. So remember I already stated that you guys will settle, and then you push. You settle, and then you push. Because these are bracing angles. Okay? Not Kokyu projection. Okay? So, you go. That's that same push, do you see? Okay? It doesn't matter. But I'm going to go on, okay? Alright, so what I already said is at contact, there it is. I hang out on the edge of that control. Do you see? So I don't want to push you past it. I just capture, hang out on the edge of that. See? So the way you can tell is push back. You see, she can't, okay? It's not that she can't because I'm trying to do that. It's just right at the edge. Boom, right at the edge. Right here going there is not the same thing. It's going to go this way. Do you see? There's your balance. Do you see that? Watch, go back. Rewind the film. Here, you have balance. Over here. Do you see? Not here, over here. There it is, right there. There's no desperation. Go back. Stay there, we're just rewinding. Not here. It's off. Boom. On. Still on. You see? You see? Totally different. On still. On still. So, again, it's not overpowering. You have to watch that you feeling overpowered does not generate the will to power, and then you misunderstand this as overpowering them, okay? So, you have to go deeper. Why do I feel overpowered? Maybe you'll raise that way. Probably, right? We all are. And you've been taught, watch out for this enemy, defeat them, overpower them, but it's a life of fear. Okay? So, you end up just overpowering other women. Got it? Okay, so it's going off.
Hey.
And now it's starting to come back on.
Hey.
The feeling you have here, you're turning it a little shy. It's a little shy on the turn. Keep going. And now you don't have that feeling anymore. Find the center again. And now you have it again right there. But that's a lot of not have it, okay? Okay, so earlier I discussed how it does not have to travel in a straight line. You remember that? And energy does not have to travel in a straight line. Your material, your secular material mind only sees straight lines, okay? But you want to let go of those things. So energy does not have to travel in a straight line, and also energy does not require a certain shape, okay? So what you're doing is you're thinking, even though I told you you're not, you're thinking this pushing thing, you see? But the example I gave where you're just touching, this is a horizontal touch if you pay attention, do you see? But on the horizontal touch, do you see? Do you get it? And also the fact that it would, mechanically you would go, that would be slippery, do you see? But it doesn't require the grip. You match her energy, okay? I'm gonna match her energy, and then you will stick to it, because energy doesn't realize it's from two different sources. It's just one energy, and you generate friction, okay? Aiki adhesion, got it? So it doesn't require a certain shape. Wherever you're touching, you can do Kokyu or Aiki, okay? So let us get to, let's just correct one thing. You start to go shy here. You see that? Okay, so I just want you to feel it. There's that. This would be the other mistakes, you see? But full, I would keep you right at that edge, you see? Right at that edge. Do you see that? Okay. All right, so now let's look at, I'm over here. Do you see? This is a shape different from the other shape. But you only recognize straight lines. So here I am, and I'm not doing a wrist lock. Just wherever I'm touching, I'm keeping that same thing. Do you see? So a cue would be when I go here, you stopped until I get your center again. So, boom, wherever I'm touching. So it's not this, wherever I'm touching. You can see it's the two. You feel the great friction there, okay? So it's not doing nothing or getting back to this, the two. Oh. So if you want, you can't do it with this hand. You can't do it with this hand. Do you see? Still in your body. For example, push back. You see, you can't push back. Oh. Same thing. So what I'm trying to say is keep this feeling. As you go to transition, keep the same feeling. Don't go, oh, I feel her center. Then let me wait, and then I'll get back into it. So it's the same feeling. Same feeling, the two hands feel. Still in there, you see? Still in there. Still in there? No. In. Now I'm exaggerating the bringing around so you can feel that you're coming around because I have your center, do you see? martially, you want to put the inside shoulder down. But martially, you cannot do it where some of you are wanting to do it. So we'll just get here and you go like this. Do you see? Because I have to be stronger than her. And if I'm not stronger than her, I'm fucked. Okay? Most times Duke lays down for you and then kicks their turtle out. That's not martial. Usually what someone does when you have the arm bar is they'll keep resisting with the outer post. There, you see? And so, trying to get this under you, use your outer post. So I use the outer post as my next projection. In other words, the energy she sends into me, I Kokyu it down. Post. And you see it? It's what makes her fall. So, even as martial as getting that shoulder down as quickly as possible, you can't put it directly under you because you lose the center. And when they post, you're not getting that down unless you're way stronger than them. Okay? So, even though for training purposes, I'm moving your center quite a bit to extend the feeling, do you see? To give you a chance to become a vessel for the energy, it's still more related to a martial application than the other one where they're standing still and then you just force them down where Uke just lays down for you. Okay? It's a little in front of her. You see right here, you're just pushing through. Her center staying still. And now you got to move it all the way around because all at once you got to bring it all the way around as opposed to incrementally bringing it. You see, staying still. And now you find your inside elbow hand. So that's external. You're in front of her center. Keep going. And look how, in order to get your right hand in place, look how dominant your left hand has to be on the grip. You see? Okay. First, this thing, you're way in your shoulder. It's in your body. In your body. Okay? Okay, so right here, you leave it all there. You see? And then this hand is now on the outside of you. You know not to push here because it's your inner deltoid. So you death grip this hand to bring it back underneath your center. You see? Off. You see it goes off. Pull it, and then you can push down here. But here's the thing. Grip really hard, okay? So I can barely get it off. And it took a while. In that time, you're not going to be able to see. So while you're not necessarily overpowering the elbow because you're using sound body mechanics, you did have to overpower the grip, okay? So we'll get to that part. Cool. But what I'm saying is, this keeps moving. You see that? So, right where I touch you, I keep that same feel. See? It's not that I go here, and then I make you move. The same feeling. So we'll slow it down. We'll get to where we need to be. Here we are, right here. This feeling, right here. These two hands keep you moving, you see? And then I enter not on a straight line, but on a curve. Look how my waist is turning. And look how far into the turn I idimi. We'll do the other one. Boom. Straight idimi, and then a turn. Well, you can see the uke stays still. That's different. The idimi angle is straight, and then there's a delay for when I bring the elbow hand back into play, and then a stress on the grip at the wrist. You see? So when you lose the internal skills, all these external problems come up. Okay? So what we want to do again is here with this touch, this touch, you see? Everything keeps moving. Everything keeps moving, you see? Everything keeps moving. And then you just enter in when the yin space creates, when the yin space moves. You see? So, rather than your solution, this, keep them moving with the feeling, okay? And then it'll open itself up. You will find the elbow, okay?